Hey guys, Stones here. I got another video for you. Just want to show you everything that I got this weekend. This is from yard sales and garage sales from Thursday and Friday, and electronics recycling event on Saturday. Things were a little bit different this weekend. The electronics recycling event really didn't come through like it does most weekends, but then garage sales and yard sales are really picking it up, finally picking up. We finally had a good clear weekend, no rain, so it seemed like there were some better yard sales out there, and those definitely came through. Yard sales and garage sales Thursday and Friday. The recycling event was Saturday. I did look for yard sales and garage sales today on Sunday, but I didn't find anything, surprisingly. Here's goes. First note: I did buy. I didn't want to put it out here. I got a Wii. I bought a Wii. I don't know why I bought a Wii, because I get them for free all the time at the electronics recycling events, and sometimes I'm even overwhelmed by them. But I am kind of low, so it was the first garage sale of the day, the first garage sale of the weekend, and it was 20 bucks, but it also had the Super Mario Brothers game with it, and I already sold that for $20. So I made my money back from that game, and then the Wii is pretty much free. There was also another game inside the console, so I'll also have that as well. So let's get to the yard sales and garage sales. First of all, this big Snoopy Santa Claus blow mold. I purchased this from kind of a neighborhood sale down the road from where I live. And I found a lot of good stuff that day. This is actually on Friday. I've never seen this blow mold before. There's a guy in the area that collects blow molds, and I'm surprised he didn't get to it first. But I've bought from this lady before. Years past, I've bought lots of hats from her and some other things. But she had this at the very front of the driveway, so I'm surprised no one else grabbed it up before me. I mean, I kind of got there early, but not before everything started. Definitely after everything started, but $35 on that. There is a little bit of a crack there, but that's not really going to make a difference. She did tape some other things, like a Snoopy plush. It looks like it's new with tags, so maybe that might have some value. And then there's an ornament she taped, a Snoopy ornament she taped to it as well. But this sells for about $200, so great find. These are not hard to ship. Dimensions are kind of big, but as long as you put it in a sturdy box, and you put a little bit of void fill in there so it doesn't bounce around, they're pretty safe. They're pretty durable. You know, they're made to sit outside, and you know, they deal with the weather and getting knocked around and stuff. As long as something totally heavy isn't put on top of it, they'll survive. Okay, more yard sale stuff. This was from Thursday. I got this from the same yard sale. This Scentsy is brand new. It's a lighthouse, and it's retired. I only paid I think $3 for that, and that's like a $40 Scentsy wax warmer. I also bought this chemistry chemistry sets, and also the starter kit. The starter kit has been used, but all the chemistry sets are brand new, sealed. This is one of those like monthly programs where you get a subscription and they send you a new kit every month. There's another company like that. I've also sold those before. I paid up for this a little bit. I paid $10. I've got the whole thing listed for I think $70. Is what I've got that for. The starter kit is needed to do all the other kits, but what's really important is that the kits themselves are still sealed and new, because once you use them, you can't really do them again. Another thing that I bought from the same garage sale was a huge bucket full of 500 plus clay poker chips. And if you follow my Instagram account, I listed those and they sold within a half an hour. I didn't know what to price them at. I thought about putting them in smaller lots or bigger lots. Then I decided I'm just going to throw them all up at one time. I put a price of $150 for them, and they sold within a half an hour. I paid $2 for them, so $2 and $150. Who's going to complain about that? Some other yard sale stuff. There's a guy who lives in town here. He seems to be like a full-time flea marketer who also sets up at his house and holds a garage sale, and actually has other people set up at his house as well. So different people have different tables set up in his driveway. And I've bought from him before. One of the best things that I found from him was a vintage map from Cedar Point, the amusement park, from the 80s. I paid $1 for it, and I think I sold it for $150, something like that. Um, this sale, I bought a couple of these things for $1. This plush is from the Sabrina the Teenage Witch animated series, and this is actually has some value to this. I have this, I think, listed at $50 or $60, brand new, still in the package. This Dr. Seuss book, I have another copy of this. I picked this up last year at a garage sale. I paid $1 for this. This contains a couple of the banned titles. If you're aware that Dr. Seuss now has several books, I think it's 7 titles total that they no longer publish. And you actually can't sell those titles on eBay. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense to me, but you can't. Picked this Pac-Man plush up for myself. It's not really worth anything, maybe $5, but I paid $1 for that. Grabbed up all these games at another garage sale, paid $2 a piece for the ones that were still in the cases. So the GameCube, the Xbox, the PlayStation 2, these are all Star Wars titles, mostly Battlefront titles. Then I paid $1 a piece for this stack of Dreamcast games. And ironically, these things are worth more than the ones in the cases. These Dreamcast games are worth anywhere from like $20 to $40 a piece. Well, I think the most valuable Star Wars game there is maybe $15. Some of those I'll list separately. Some of them I'll put with my systems as I sell systems and put bundles together. Pick this up from a garage sale. This was definitely a pallet buyer, an Amazon pallet buyer, an Overstock pallet buyer. I even asked him and he said, yeah, we even talked about that a little bit. I picked this up. I think I overpaid for it. I paid, I think, $10 for it. Dragon stuff sometimes does really well. There's some stuff out there that is really rare, really high priced. I bought a Dragons action figure at the Amazon bins a few years ago, I think for maybe the full price of $7, but I sold it for like $130, $140. This playset isn't really worth a whole lot, maybe $30. So I might make $5 on it after it's all said and done. This is another yard sale that was kind of in that community yard sale, that neighborhood yard sale, where I picked up the blow mold. They were raising money. They didn't have anything priced. They said it was just donation only, and they were raising money for their homeschool group, for their homeschool education and whatever the costs are for it. This game, if complete, I forgot what the comps were. There's something like $150 to $200 if it's complete. Now, whether this is complete or not, I don't know. I paid $10 for this, and they were happy with that. If it's not complete, I can definitely part it out, because it's games like this, the pieces and parts, when it's rare, they sell because people are trying to complete their games that are incomplete. Picked up these Marx action figures, these Indians and Cowboys. Actually, only 2 of them. The 2 brown ones in the very back there, the Cowboys, those are the only ones marked Marx. I don't know if any of these other ones are. They look very much like Marx, but they may not be. I paid $1 for the whole bag. So one of those is worth at least $10. If I can get maybe 30 for the whole collection, not a bad pickup. I got this dish full of these glass slugs, snowflakes. I don't even know what to call them. I did some research, could not find these. It was only $5 for the whole bowl. I got these from the same lady where I picked up the Snoopy blow mold. And I'm learning more and more about glass. These just really reminded me of the Viking little bunny rabbits that I bought last year for the whole bag for like $2. And each bunny rabbit sold for, I think, like $30 a piece. But they have the same kind of similar colors and this iridescent like silver tint to them. Those same bunnies had that. So I'm thinking these are Viking, but I don't know what to call them to look them up. So I sent a message, just sent it to Tim from Over the Years. Really cool guy, really good expert on glass. He's helped me out before, and I'll see if he can give me some advice or some information on what those might be. Here's another one of these pallet people. I've been to this house before. They literally create a storefront in their yard of, I think it's probably Target or Walmart overstock is what they get, because the type of products they get doesn't seem like Amazon. I think even some of the stuff that I saw were Walmart or Target exclusives. But it just seems like they they had quite a bit. It wasn't just like this guy. That was the only one he had, and then he had other things, and he had a lot of appliances and stuff like that. These ladies seem like they have multiples of the same products. A lot of toys, a lot of home goods, things like that. Normally don't buy from them. I've been seeing a lot more of this lately. A lot of more yard sales and garage sales of these people who buy pallets in overstock. But I took a look around, found these Power Rangers, and if you know me, I pick up a lot of things, mostly almost everything Power Rangers, many more from Power Rangers. They had marked these at $5 a piece. I asked her if they would give me one for free if I bought all three of them, so basically two or three for the price of two, and they agreed. So I paid $10 total for all three. One will go in my collection, and then the other two I will probably sell those later or bring them to a convention or something like that. Also picked up these Popsies. I have never seen Popsies in person before. I've looked for them. This is another Funko product. It's probably another product that they're probably not going to make anymore. But they had these marked at $5, but she said she would sell them to me for $3 a piece. So I just grabbed a couple to have in my collection. No big deal on that. Now this is the find. Let me put this up so you can see it better. Of the weekend from yard sales. This was in the same community of yard sales, same neighborhood yard sales, where I picked up the board game, where I picked up Snoopy and some other things. This is a Warlord action figure, DC Comics, made in 1983 is the date on this. It's made by Remco. It's a company that doesn't exist anymore. It's a DC Comics character that they don't use anymore. And you can see here it has a Ben Franklin price tag, which it was a drugstore in our town that doesn't exist anymore. This action figure, I asked him how much he wanted for it. He said, I never had a chance to look it up. Why don't you give me $5 for it? It'll probably be your best find of the day. And I kind of laughed and said, okay, maybe. Because I know I feel like I'm pretty good at finding really good stuff. And when I looked that up, he was right. This action figure is worth $150. I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, maybe it might be worth $30, $40. $150. Right now somebody has one listed for $160 or $170, but theirs is in, there's a lot of yellowing in their bubble in the plastic, and their card isn't in the same condition as mine. So at least $150. Right now I have it listed both on eBay and Mercari, and I have people watching this left and right. I think I just got another notice that someone else is watching this on Mercari. So $150 on that. Now, when it comes to the electronics recycling event, this is all I brought home. This is pretty minimal for a 3-hour event. This was at a new location. We were expecting a bigger turnout, but now we're thinking because of the holiday weekend, maybe people were on vacation. They were away. They were busy with parties and picnics and cookouts and things like this. But this is what I brought home. So first of all, starting off, I got all this architecture stuff. Now, this isn't electronics, but this happens all the time. People just pile stuff up in a box. They probably don't even realize what's all inside that box. And you get a lot of stuff that's not electronics, which is fine sometimes. Sometimes it's a problem. But this is all old vintage architecture stuff. Slide rules. We have compasses. Pencils. Probably not worth a whole lot, but it's something. A lot of times, sometimes these pencils can be have some value. The thing that surprised me is this standards book. This is called For Steel Construction, a manual for architects, engineers, and fabricators of buildings and other steel structures. It's put out by the American Institute of Steel Construction. This is the 1941 print, 3rd edition, 4th printing. I looked this up. It's in poor condition, but some of these editions, some of these prints go for $50, $100, $100 plus dollars. Probably in the condition it's in, probably less than $50, but who knows? I have to do some more research. Electronic device, medical device. I found it on eBay. It comps at like $50. I don't even know what it is. Kensington trackball mice with the big marble trackball. I've sold these before, not like this. I found the more ergonomic ones, the smaller ones. I've sold those before. The wired ones actually sell more than the ones that are wireless. I looked this one up. It goes for about $30–40. Another video camera. I hope and pray that that's the right cable for it. No battery, no nothing. So what I do with some of these electronics, especially the cameras that take certain size batteries, certain chargers, certain size tapes, I put them in a bin, and over time I try to put things together that match and go together, and then hopefully have everything that I need to sell that. There are some things I will invest the money to be able to test these things, because it's worth it. Some of these cameras are worth hundreds of dollars, so investing in a $15 charger or a $10 battery is worth it to me, and I've done it before, and it's worth it, especially when you're getting the item for free. Speaking of cameras, more cameras. This little video camera here I don't think is worth anything. There's no brand name on it. This Kodak has a little bit of value to it. The Sony, maybe $40, something like that. No battery, no charger for that. I think there's a memory card in that. I think the Kodak takes standard batteries. And here's the infamous Nikon Coolpix S4100. I've sold this before. I've talked about this before. If you have this model in the silver or black, $100 all day. This purple version, for some reason, $200 easy, and I'm talking about a very fast sale easy. I had a silver one and a purple one. They call it the plum version, and I list them both at the same time. The silver one sold within 15 minutes. The plum version sold within an hour. Silver one for $100, the plum one for $200. I might try to get $225 out of this one, because this one's clean. There's no scratches, no nothing. Here's a Sanyo little mini pocket recorder, voice recorder, that type of thing. These do well as well. You know, these can sell well as, for some decent money as well. I haven't looked that one up. It looks pretty clean. I do have blank cassettes that go with it, and I'll even put batteries with it to kind of increase the interest, or the interest of the item. Strange looking remote. I didn't look that up, but I grabbed that just cause. I've talked about these before. These are the printer heads for the HP Hewlett-Packard Office Jet Pro printers. The printer head comes right out. You just have to plug it in. When it centers itself, you just pop it out. There's a lever that allows you to pop it right out, and these sell for about $100 a piece. I think this is like my fourth and fifth one so far this year that I found. And this interests me. This is an Anthem Room correction system. Basically, it's a microphone system to kind of stabilize or to balance the frequencies in your room for your stereo system. So if you have a very expensive stereo system and you want to equalize your room, you can use this. And this is brand new sealed. Someone bought this, never touched it. Maybe it came with a stereo system, a high-end stereo system, and they just decided that wasn't important enough for them to do. Maybe they didn't know how to do it. And this thing's worth about $50–60, but brand new. I'll take it. And the last thing is this TO5. It's a BIC stereo cassette deck. It had a unique look to it. Normally I don't bring these big stereo components home, but this one looked very interesting, and if it works, it's worth about $150, $200. So not bad, not great, but here you go. Great day of weekend yard sales and garage sales. Not so great on the electronic stuff. There you go. Thanks for watching, and talk to you soon. Take care.